Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Electric Sheep. We'll just get on with it with Crusaders.
Crusaders. They came in the ages of darkness. After the 4 millionth year had passed in the Son of Man's crusade, they saw us in need, and they did not hesitate. For every season, the hungering storm came. The living clouds would descend upon us, culling our numbers with merciless hunger. There was no pleading with them, no offering to sate their appetite. They consumed us, not out of malice, but because they knew no other way to exist. But in this season, the Crusaders stood before them. The water of witness. The cherubs' small, powerful winged machines in the shape of human infants moved with grace and purpose. They carried basins of sacred water, the remnants of the armor-washing ritual. This waste was not discarded, but given to us, the Gotek, so that we too could bear witness. We took the water and peered within. Above its surface, the light of the nanomachines formed a vision, a perfect representation of the Crusaders who had just marched past us. We saw the motion of their steps, the shifting of their weapons, the warriors beside them, the seamless unity of their formations. Every detail captured, every breath recorded in the sacred radiance of history. They strode toward the storm, their weapons gleaming, their armor reflecting the darkening sky. The Battle of the Storm. Then the storm struck. From the swirling black clouds came the cosmic lightning, crackling arcs of power that shattered the armored forms of the Crusaders. We gasped in horror as they were torn apart, their bodies reduced to scattered remnants. But they were horrible in their own way. For no matter how many times they fell, they rose again. Their bodies reformed, armor rebuilding flesh, flesh rebuilding armor, a cycle of renewal and defiance. Even as the lightning consumed them, they did not waver. Only later would we understand the sacred nanomachines were working, mending what was broken, making whole what was torn asunder. The fire that turned the tide. We watched in reverence as the Crusaders adapted. Their weapons, rifle, axe, sword, shifted endlessly as they tested countless varieties, searching for the key to victory. The storm howled, the living clouds roared their defiance, but the Crusaders endured. Then, in unison, the Crusaders imbued their weapons with fire. With that, the clouds shrunk back, recoiling as the flames licked their essence. The fire did not destroy. It drove them away, forcing them into retreat. The Crusaders had found the answer, yet even then they did not seek annihilation. For even the mindless storm was given the option to retreat. The Son of Man had decreed it. The clouds were alive, and so they too were granted protection. The Son of Man would not allow them to cull the Gotek, but neither would he allow them to fade into nothingness. New food sources were created for them, new means to sustain their existence, not as predators, but as pacifist entities. The clouds, once our terror, became our neighbors, because the Son of Man had willed it so. Hail the Son of Man! We are Gotek, and we were saved. We watched the Crusaders rise from ruin. We watched their weapons burn with righteous flame. We watched as they offered mercy even to the mindless storm. And so we cry, as our ancestors did before us, and as our descendants will forevermore. All hail the Son of Man and his Crusaders!
Alrighty. Well, that was fairly entertaining. A lot happened in there. It's another chapter in the ongoing story there. Not sure how many chapters we are on the whole saga of the Son of Man, but it's quite a few chapters now, so whether or not you're following along, I hope each piece stands on its own and isn't too out of place just by itself. But feel free to go back and listen to the other episodes. Might help you get more situated and understand what's going on in the story there. But I like the way this one turned out. I kept it pretty simple. It was maybe a little familiar to other stories I had done, but I don't mind things being a little bit repetitious because it gives you a feeling of familiarity, I think. So, yeah. Thank you for listening. I wish you all luck in the world, and I love you.